got the Dutch, we got the car, we got the parts. I know I haven't picked up the camera in a while. This is just because, well, there's been no content. I don't want to make it seem more like a vlog when it's more about car parts or car installs. It's about progress with me and my car. I don't mind seeming like make it like a vlog. I just wish it was more car installation parts, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I love hanging out with the boys. It's super nice going on trips and everything, recording it. But at the same time, I just want to showcase that I'm building a car. But as you can tell with the table behind me, there's a lot of parts that we have currently, and we are still waiting on some, but we can install a lot of the parts, or I can start prepping is what I should say. I can start prepping today. So I'll go ahead and get you guys up to speed. Parts that are here and not here. Like I said, we are doing full bolt-ons. We are doing the BRZ manifold. We have to do a front mount intercooler. We're gonna go on E85. I did a couple supporting mods, so we should be fine. Anyways, so currently what we have, actually I think it'll be easier what we don't have. What we do not have currently is my tuner paid, which I'm doing Flores tuning, which is who tuned Dylan's car. What we don't have is our tuner paid for and a license. We are going with Ecutech. We are removing my COP access board. I have a buyer that might buy it tomorrow. We don't have a license and we don't have our tuner paid for. We also currently do not have our Extreme Turbo Systems front mount that comes in tomorrow. We don't have my Grim Speed headers. Missing tune, missing front mount, missing headers. We're missing a couple side quest things, I guess you could say, like oil changes, spark plugs. Oh, and I'm missing my welder, my fabber, Abel. I'm missing him. I'll go over the reason why I'm missing him. Pretty much he's making brackets, and I'll show you. But what I currently have is everything is on that table. So here we have obviously ETS. This is my piping kit for my car. This is specifically designed for the HKS kit, which is why it comes with a couple of extra hoses and clamps. Perfect for me. Here is an oil cooler setup. This is the Vibrant Performance oil cooler sandwich plates. Honestly, here's your ports. Comes with gaskets. It's also a thermostatic oil cooler. I want to say it opens up at 160 Fahrenheit, which is perfect for me because that means I won't have a consistent oil being cool. So cold starts should be able to warm up as fast as normal. Here's a plate that I will need, because the reason why I wanted that plate is because some people would have to cut this out, and I want to try and retain the factory oil cooler too, because it also helps warm up the oil. So I'm gonna try my best to try and keep everything OEM, even though it's not going to be. One of the things, the reason why I went with the Vibrant Performance one is it is a little pricier, but as you can tell, it came with every single type of bolt for your car. So this honestly bolts the sandwich plates down onto the oil filter. It also screws onto the oil filter, and it came with 5 of them. As you can tell, this thing was worth its money. This cost me $150. Oh yeah, this cost me $600 because it was on sale. This cost me $65. This is all the AN line fittings. Comes with everything, with a 20-foot hose, a couple fittings, and a 10 AN wrench, which I have an adjustable AN wrench. You will need AN wrenches, by the way, if you are messing with AN lines. Now in here, this is a 19-core radiator, I guess you could say. If you don't understand why I went with 19-core, well, I'm gonna tell you right now. This, that, and that cost me about $300 at most. Now, Mishimoto oil cooler is $700, and it's not even thermostatic, I believe. Yeah. Now, I'm gonna pay my fabber $50 to make me brackets for this, which is what it said. I'm also missing is my fabber is to make me brackets, but I need my BRZ manifold to obviously get a reading. The reason why I wanted him to make brackets is because there is a company out there called Good Performance. They make brackets for the BRZ manifold or stock manifold, depending what you want. And the reason why I want brackets is because I want to do a top mount oil cooler setup. Yeah. So I'll be able to still use the hood scoop. The problem is though, is with the Good Performance, it kind of likes to sit like up in there. And I kind of want it to have a little tilt to it. I still want it to be, I guess you say, functional. I already know it's functional from Good, but I like to get the best bang for my buck. And let alone my fabber, he's charging $50 for getting measurements, making it, welding it, create, the whole kit caboodle. Good Performance charges you $200. You tell me then. And I get it next day pretty much. In here is the TDMI turbo inlet. I got this as a supporting mod. This is going to give you extra turbo noises pretty much. Here is a new hose and a gasket for the oil sump. Well, this is the oil sump vent hose. If you're wondering, this is the part number. Oil sump vent hose. This is for the little gasket, because you take off the oil sump pan off the turbo when you do your headers, maybe. Only thing I know is I did that to mine, and it has a little bit of a leak, so I'm going to replace the gasket when I did it. This guy, the reason why I bought a new one is because I have the Perrin Turbo Sump Restrictor version 1, and what I'm going to tell you right now is the sump restrictor that Perrin made. I want to say it's the best. It does work. I just want to say it's the best. I got that because if you looked at it, there's a little connector, and with the V2 of Perrin's sump restrictor, it actually replaces that, versus the V1 you have to cut that hose and put hose clamps. I'm just gonna let you know right now, that was not a fun job. Let alone it does leak. It could be on my end, it could be on Perrin's end, it could be whatever. So I'm replacing it to obviously do a better job. Like I said, I'm trying to make this car as mint as possible. My goals with the car is to race it. It needs to pass inspections. It can't have any leaks. It needs to be foolproof. So, with that being said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean out my garage. I've already cleaned up a little bit. I made more room. We're gonna clean out my garage, put the car in here, and then we are gonna start taking apart the intake manifold, and we are gonna do the walnut blasting. Now, I've already done the walnut blasting once. It does work. It's very good. I'm trying to think. Oh, my apologies. I'm also missing, no, not missing, but it's actually in my room, is the I Build Race Cars, or IBR. I have their BRZ manifold kit to convert it to obviously the FA. Sorry, that's so stupid. To the WRX, because they're both FA motors. Did that. I have that in my room. I also have an EGR delete because it's just gonna help. Well, you should do it when you do the BRZ manifold, because it's a pain in the ass otherwise. But I do want to say they did make a EPA friendly kit. Mine is not, because my car will be a dedicated track car. So, which means I won't have to register tags, I can't drive it on the streets, but that's fine by me. So good. Mocha blended freeze. It's not a fruity drink because I like those blended rebels. I really like those. Anyways, yeah. Let's just start taking this apart. This will probably be a multi-series, by the way. This might be multiple days. So, from my understanding, I'm running solo today. I don't think anybody's gonna come over. Maybe Connor. Frankie has a lot to do. Dylan has a day off, but I think he's getting his chaser done today. As in, I want to say his hardware came in for his wheels. Because he got the blitzes refinished and got the carb brush gone. And then Frankie just has a lot of chores to do. He's being an adult today. Good job, Frankie. So, with the car now in here, we are going to go ahead and start removing the intake manifold, the plastic piece. With that, we are going to remove the stock intercooler. We will remove my charge pipe. We will remove my... I didn't do a video on it because I just had to install it for the time being. I did install the H-cap blow valve. Yes, I did say blow off valve. It's not recirculating. Now hear me out. Please do not install that without a tune. I installed it because I know what I'm doing. I know I'm not going to push the car. I know I'm not going to build any real boost while driving it. I drove it for a week like that. I don't recommend. Does it make noises still? Yes, that thing is loud. And I do, if you want a nice blow-off valve sound, get that. Trust me. It's so nice. Anyways, we're going to have to remove the whole intake system. We're also going to have to remove my fuel line. So actually I need to turn the car back on and start draining that. That's going to be fun. Now, I've already done this flex fuel before. I know it's not Cobb or anything. It's actually my own. It's part of my gauges. But, just saying it that loud. I've already done it. I'll be happy to tell people how to do it. It's super easy. Really easy. But yeah, I'm actually going to have to turn the car back on, let it die. Great. So, go in my fuse box. Kind of a pain because of the battery cover. Put that away. Now, see this 15 amp fuse right here? That is your fuel pump. Where are my pickers? Here's my picker. Sorry, it's a mess in here. Move that 15 amp, put it in the fuse box with the picker, put this in a safe location, and now start my car and let it kill itself. Oh, that was quick. I didn't even get underneath yet. Try to start the car. It's gonna sound really bad, by the way. Cool. Hoping that's all it is. Now I'm going to go ahead and install the other side, and let's go ahead and start doing this. So, my powder cooling placers called me. They said, hey, your order's ready. Like, your intake manifold, your pipings, everything's done. We might close early because of the heat. Understandable. The only problem is the Subaru has already been taken apart, and I don't want to put it back together. And my Armada is dead. I put jump packs on it. So I'm gonna try charging the battery a little bit and jumping it. So let's give this a try. This is fun. Alrighty. I cleaned up outside. I put everything on my car. It says I'm not gonna leave this open, have nobody home. I got the Armada to start. That was a pain. Yeah, she's starting. It's been probably 30 minutes. Time to close the whole place, lock the door, close the place. Might grab some food on the way back, but let's go grab my parts. Great, my battery just died when I was taking off. I'll do something cool for you guys too. Oh, wait, I don't need to do that. Woo. See you soon, Super. Alrighty, so we picked these guys up. If you're wondering, the color it is a matte finish white. Anyways, this is prismatic powder. This is what they use at the powder coat. It's called Yeti White. If you like it, that's what it's called. I think the first things first we're going to do, in all honesty, is remove the front bumper. Remove this guy. Probably should take out my battery. Yeah. Alrighty, let's get on that. So actually, one of my first steps was to actually remove the call-up access port, as I will be removing my TGVs. I'll be unplugging a lot of stuff that needs to be technically tuned out for. Yeah, I got all that stuff removed. So call-up access ports removed. Like I said, I already got the front bumper removed. I already got the front bumper removed. I think after that, that's really it. We're gonna have to drain coolant. I think that's what's gonna be the best for the situation that we are in. We should drain it. I've had 3 years with this coolant. I think it is time for me to get new coolant. And then after that, after we drain coolant, we're gonna take apart the. Actually, while we drain coolant, we're gonna take apart the air intake. Do everything underneath to get it out. Take that out, place it in a safe place because it's going to be the last things we install. After that, we're going to remove the charge pipe, we'll remove the blow-off valve, and that's about it for now. Then we can start the rest with the intercooler getting removed, the fuel lines, the connectors, the vacuum hoses for the intake manifold, and yeah. I do want to note this real quick. I have done the walnut blasting before. If you look at videos, they say that you have to drain some coolant out. You don't have to, and let me explain that. With a throttle body, right? With a throttle body, they're telling you to remove the coolant hoses off the throttle body, which you can, and you don't have to. The reason why there's coolant hoses right next to the throttle body is obviously not to keep the air that's coming in cold. It's actually to help you with warm-ups, because obviously it warms up the air as it drives by. Now what you can do is remove the 4 bolts that hold it into the intake manifold and push it to the side, unplug it, and leave it there so you don't have to drain the coolant. But you do have to keep in mind that is a gasket area, and when you remove tension or pressure off of a gasket that's already been installed, been pressured or been squeezed, the gasket might not sit correctly, and you might have a little bit of a boost leak or a vacuum leak, depends on the situation. So it's up to you what you want to do. For me, obviously, I'm going to remove my throttle body no matter what, because I have the BRZ manifold. I have to remove coolant lines obviously for the throttle body and for my turbo. So it's better if I just drain the coolant. But I just thought I'll let you guys know that you don't have to. It's just a suggestion. Other than that, let's go ahead and start draining off the coolant. So as you can tell, right now, we don't have a intake. I took that off. Coolant has been drained. I also went ahead and obviously we ran over the bumper. Fuel line or fuel pump has been drained. We took out the 15 amp fuse and ran the car. What we're going to go ahead and do next is we are going to do my 8 AM line for my fuel. We're going to remove this clip, remove the lower hose in the return line for the fuel. After that, we'll remove my brace for the intercooler, remove the intercooler. I probably should have removed the charge pipe when I was down there. Damn. I knew I was forgetting something. That's alright. Same with my HKS, I should have done that when I was down there. That's alright though. It's not really in the way. I'll work around it. After that, let's go ahead and remove some of these hoses. So this is to the brake booster. We'll remove some hoses underneath, and then we'll also remove my EGR in the back. And then we will also do the throttle body, and then I think it's remove some of these bolts onto the manifold, and the manifold comes right off. It took me 15 minutes last time to take it off, and the engine was hot. So hopefully it doesn't take me as long. But let's go ahead and start time lapse now. As you can see, the engine bay is a lot more open. Intercooler is taken off. Air intake's off. I don't know why I was stuttering with that. Fuel lines have been taken off. After that, EGR, a couple hose lines, and the bolts that hold it down, and this thing's out. So I know it's cheating because, well, we said that I wasn't gonna use power. I said I wasn't gonna use power tools. I'm gonna use power tools. Shocker. Yeah, we're just gonna make this thing fly by. We're gonna take off the intake manifold. We're gonna remove a couple hoses, clamps, and then the bolts on the side. And this thing should be ready to be taken out afterwards. Well, it's removed. Hold on. Okay. It's removed, the charge pipe in the ball valve. It is removed. I do not like doing that. I'm currently a mess. I have Guillermo coming over to do his oil change later. Other than that, yeah. We are getting closer and closer. If I wasn't filming, I could have had this done by now, but I do want to film. It's just part of filming, I guess, when you do this shit. It's gonna take a little longer, a little more effort, but hey, as long as it works out on the long end, I'm gonna be happy, man. Yeah, so let's go ahead and continue removing more hoses. I still have to remove the EGR and one more hose in the back, I want to assume, in the throttle body. Then we can start unbolting the bolts from the manifold to the TGV, and then remove the TGVs to start the walnut blasting. Funds. I'm gonna go ahead and update you guys. I'm not gonna do a time lapse with this. So you know, I'll do a time lapse. I'll do a time lapse. I think this is gonna be the more interesting part. But yeah, let's go ahead and start doing that. You're almost here. Anyways, so what we did is we remove the one EGR valve right there that connects to the manifold to make it easier to remove. Actually, let me say it off. I don't know what I updated you guys with last. I just removed the throttle body. I removed the 4 bolts. And now I think the only thing I gotta do is remove the bolts around the TGVs, and this can just get lifted right off. Now, I don't know if I record it with this, and I'll insert this clip at least right now. The issue I'm having is parent. Now, hear me out. There's no bolt when I found this, right? I had some guy install that. No worries. It could have been his fault. It could have been parent's fault, right? And then remember, I have a leak with the parent turbo sump restrictor V1 because it's causing an oil leak next to my headers. Well, you know, that's understandable. It happens. It's a hose clip. It can be insulation here. Well, you ready? Parent charge pipe. Parent charge pipe with a hole causing a boost leak. My motor could have blown so many fucking times because of parent. Or catch on fire. I really am not happy. As much as I don't want to say it is not user error, it could be. It truly could be. But here's the thing. I have been in the automotive field for such a long time that I am really confident in my work and what I do. Obviously, otherwise I would not be doing a front mount intercooler E85 full on fucking BRZ swap. I'm just saying. If I was not mechanically inclined. So, if you tell me I cannot cut a hose and put 2 worm gear clamps on it, or install a charge pipe correctly that caused a hole from a loose AOS line that had a pretty good gap, this guy right here had a pretty good gap, there's some questions. There's some questions, and I'm not really happy. The show must go on. We will be ordering a new pitch stop mount. We will be probably ordering either Grimspeeds or IAG Street Series. I'm just going to continue. I think I just saw one more hose on my intake. I'm going to continue removing the housing, or not housing, sorry, manifold. I'm going to continue removing the manifold. This one I will show because I think this would be a lot more interesting. So let's go and throw you guys on a time lapse. It's off. So let's go ahead and hit you guys with an update. As I don't know where we really left off. Come on. Connor's here.
You guys like the daily, yeah?
Well, I don't know where we left off, but I have got everything walnut blasted, cleaned, I'm gonna install the foam back, other than the high pressure fuel pump that can stay as is. Fuel rails can get covered though. Other than that, yeah, I think we are good to install the intake manifold. Which
I don't know. Fucking. God, stop asking how to do it.
he fucked up and did an oil change.
Well, guys, don't put your downpipe in front of your oil filter. Just saying. He took it off. He's gonna put it back on. That's just car 101. So, I believe him.
A car with a little lift or higher can definitely do it.
Well, it's not higher, so you're gonna have to deal with it. You wanted to turbo your car, now you're gonna learn how to maintenance it. Come on.
Well, either way, walnut blast is done. Thank you, machine from Harbor Freights. Thank you, air compressor, for putting your time. They look really good and clean. There's still some debris, which I know you can't get rid of all of them, which is okay. What we gotta do now, I'm pretty sure, is I'm gonna have to take care of this EGR piping. That's all me. I'm gonna take care of that. I also have to take care of the throttle body. All me. After that, we can start messing around, and I'm really excited. My main goal is, I think it's currently, it's past, a little past 9. Main goal is just to get the manifold on, bolt in, call it. Doesn't need accessories. I just need the hoses that are going to be underneath on. That's about it. So, with that being said, let's get to it. Ignore the crustiness of me, but it's day 2 of working on the Subaru. Now, last night was not a good night. The housing for the TGVs, or the TGV delete for the BRZ manifold, one of the bolts decided to not go in straight. It cost me to cross thread a bolt or an Allen, and I had to tap and die it, and it's still not 100%, but it is tight. It is going down, and it looks like there's no leaks, and I am praying it's nothing serious. After I had that incident, it was like 11 at night. I was just like, hey, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm just too tired for this. Went to bed, good night, rest, asleep. This morning, we sold my Cobb access port to a guy who's just getting into the Subaru community. He's trying to learn a lot. I hope I help the best out with him. I gave him my contact information in case if he had any information or had any questions about the Subarus and what to do. So hopefully he feels very comfortable getting into these platforms. Let alone what else did I got a lot. I think I did a lot of cleaning too. So I'm having a little late start today. It's currently, I want to say it was like 1 o'clock. 1:23. Saturday. I work tomorrow, so we don't have a lot of time today to work on the Subaru, but that's alright. My main goal today is to get the BRZ manifold on and to maybe do my headers. That would be amazing. Other than that, yeah, I think that would be it. We did get the EGR done. EGR delete is done. I put the coolant hoses all together. I still gotta do that I still have to do that positive crank line, which I don't know how that will be run, but I'll find out here shortly. Other than that, I think we gotta do something with the throttle body. Then we can do the high pressure fuel pump. We have to bend one of the inlets, or I don't know how I would say it, part of the rail. We would have to bend a rail a little bit, which is okay. After that, we can install the manifold, we can bolt it down, get hoses back attached. From there, we're going to go ahead and then start doing the headers down below. But first and almost, I have to back the car out a little bit. It's a little too close to the couch, so I'm going to go ahead and push the car a little bit, and so we can get this car lifted in the air, ready for today. So, we're going to go ahead and start off with a banger. Like I said, I've already done the EGR delete. I've hooked up the fat coolant hoses together down here. I put the block off down underneath, and that's all tight, and I remember. I just talked about it, the TGV delete housing. The bolt that is closest to this brake booster vacuum is the one that kind of stripped out to me last night. It was really sad for that to happen, but I also understand shit happens. It was a pain to come out, so I don't think it was my own due diligence. I do think it came from factory that way. I'm just gonna say that. Not blaming anybody though. We did fix it. It's working. Happy man, happy me. What I do know is my cap for my vacuum on this side. I don't know if I could. Oh, let me flip my screen around. Otherwise I'd be pointing at nothing. My cap to these vacuums on this side, I know that fell into the intake. Boom. My cap came off. So, next step, I gotta put my coolant lines from my throttle body on here. Alright, and like that, throttle body is removed. Keep that aside, do not damage it. It does look like my gasket is not there. I'll confirm that if it's still on the intake manifold from the stock one, or if IBR sends you a new one. You do need a gasket there. That is really needed. So now, let's go ahead and move into our high pressure fuel pump. We're going to have to hammer that down before we can test fit the BRZ manifold. So I'm going to hop on that real quick. So, what I accidentally forgot to do was actually disconnect the battery before I untighten the alternator, because I got to remove that wire before I can test fit everything. So since I disconnected the battery now, I can do the alternator. Okay, this is where I end myself. I got gone somehow. Really? Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna try doing a little bit of stuff on my own. I'll keep you guys updated though. So, I think I kind of understand everything. And well, so you can tell, here's the BRZ manifold. We're just gonna slide it in place for the time being. I'm about to figure out what to do with this hose. Taking a step back just to visually see this. So, I'm gonna pull this out. Try to scratch it. I'm wearing gloves to make it look clean, stay clean. A couple of issues. This line is getting in the way, so I might have to hit that. Don't really want to, but looks like I'm gonna have to. And then this evap line right here is giving me a little bit of issues. Okay. I'm gonna have to work with some things, but that's alright. I'm gonna go ahead and figure everything out. And what I can do, I'm gonna have to hammer that hard line in a little bit, which I understand is dangerous. but that's the only way to make it fit. And I think once I do everything like that, this will bolt on. Alrighty. Holy crap, I have an update for you guys. It's been a while. So, as much as I'm gonna move this out of the way, I really like to do a lot of things myself. I don't like to spend $800, as you know, like on an oil cooler. I'm making myself my own. And so there's a lot of R&D I have done for myself. And so I'm gonna go and show you what I don't think I've shown yet. I'm not saying like, oh, it's new, but I'm just saying what I haven't shown previously while installing this. So, first of all, I cut that. If you know what that is, that's on your plastic manifold. It's the 2 Allens. It's that hard line. I guess you could say hard plastic. Pretty much, I cut out those little tabs because they were a pain in the ass to remove. Anyways, cut it out. I reused the Subaru OEM hose. I took the IG hose out. As you can tell, it's on the floor right there. And I made it where it's directly fit on, so that way there's not a lot of drag, and then I got rid of the hard plastic so it doesn't move. Next step, I made my own ethanol sensor and fuel rails, or fuel lines. So he was saying that what you can do is just replug your ethanol kit back in. Well, it's kind of hard when you have AM lines and the thing you have to bend. So I've been struggling with that, but I just won the war. And I'm really happy about that. So, with that being said, the BRZ manifold does fit. Oh wait, I also had a hammer on this fuel rail, or fuel line, hard fuel line. Just a little bit, not enough. It wouldn't let that fit evenly, but it does now. So it works with me. Anyways, the only thing left to do is, well, is get the BRZ manifold on, and then we can start running hoses. I can clean stuff up. My main focus is cleaning specifically this area where the charge pipe would be. I just think with all these hoses that are exposed and out in the open, it's ridiculous. So I'm gonna try my best and clean this area up the most. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and install everything and let's get the show on the road. My bad, actually, I need to put everything on the manifold, so let's go and do a time lapse of me installing everything. One of my problems is that I don't have a gasket for my oh, so many hiccups and burps. I don't have a gasket for my throttle body, so I can't install my throttle body yet. So that's gonna sit off for a moment, but doesn't mean I can't finish everything else. So let's go ahead and continue that. So you remember how I just said I need to order gaskets for the intake manifold? I have to order gaskets for more for the TGV to the manifold. Well, I know there's a couple other things I have to order too, so I'm gonna get on that so I can order them right away. I don't think anything will get more done tonight because of that. So, I know that was it, but it just kind of felt wrong leaving you guys on the dead end. Now, I did purchase 5/16 hose, fittings, clamps to get this all thing ready to go. It's kind of defeating to know that's how it ends. I've done a lot to it already. I'm trying to stay positive as best as I can. It's really hard to when you're overworked, you're trying to do something new, be more creative. I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone a lot. I'm not sure if you guys even know that. There's a lot behind the scenes that I do not show. So it's kind of overwhelming with everything, but we will tackle through. We will finish. I do see the finish line. I'm hoping we get there. This might be an all-month thing. This might be a next week thing. Who knows? as long as it gets done and I can start driving again, I will be a happy man. I just have to remember the feeling of how it felt putting that high pressure fuel pump line back on, because, well, let's just say I literally thought that was going to be it, but it's not. I just have to remember that feeling, keep going through it, be happy. I have to be very humbled of where I'm at in life. And yeah. It just sucks to say it didn't get done. But in my eyes, it's another day, another opportunity. So, with that being said, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys watching. There will be a part 2, a part 3, and a part 4. Who knows about part 4? All I know is there's going to be one more video, and there might be another video afterwards, because who knows how long this is going to take. Either way, this will continuously going, and I really hope you all continue watching. I really hope everyone enjoyed it. In the meantime, y'all stay safe, y'all stay gorgeous. Peace out.